Well, you know what? I know why they beeped it. It reminded me when I was watching an old Tough Crowd last night, and I did a joke about the trench coat mafia, and Comedy Central beeped me saying trench coat.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. I have the clip. They beeped me saying trench coat.
Why would they bleep trench coat?
Because standards and practices are all fucking women. Anyway, just that's probably why Nick said something like that.
I'm trying to... I can't fathom why trench coat in Trench Coat Mafia. Would that be... They didn't want to...
Too specific.
Making fun of
too specific.
Columbine thing?
Yeah, too specific. Unless you're a cartoon, you can't say that. We're a real network with integrity.
Eesh. I hope the problem with Chappelle's show is the fact that they are screwing the deal up and he goes somewhere else.
I almost think that that's not it, to be honest with you. But whatever it is, there's a part of me rooting for them to lose that show.
Yeah.
Only because it's such a smash.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what happens, it would do nothing but shed an awful light on the people running the network.
Right.
I don't care why you lose it. Unless he dies, you have a lot of explaining to do.
You're inside that whole circle. You know some of these people. What's the word on the street, Jim? Why isn't the Chappelle show being
I've seen Mustafa, who's his manager. He used to work at the Comedy Cellar, who takes care of Dave now as his manager. And I haven't asked him just because it's obvious. If it's a personal matter, he's not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I've heard that Chappelle is kind of like having a tough time. There's a lot of pressure. I mean, again, that's what some people say. And look, $50 million, you got a top season 2. It's a lot of pressure.
That's what I read too. That he's a little nervous because he's the guy now. It's in charge. A lot of people depending on him and.
Maybe it's stressful. I mean, him and Neil Brennan were doing that. Neil, he's known for years. They were doing the show. I think just the two of them were basically writing all this shit. And then they brought Keith Robinson on, and this guy Brian Tucker, who's right for Tucker. Maybe it's just too much, overwhelming. I don't know. I've also heard Comedy Central, it's a money issue, but for some reason I don't believe the money issue thing. The pressure, I mean, as a performer, that's got to be it.
Because I thought the deal was already worked out. Like, I can't see how it could be a money issue. You're not negotiating the deal as you're taping shows, you know? Like, I remember the deal being sewn up a year ago.
Yeah.
And there was a dollar figure and everything, and they took care of it, so I can't see how it could be money.
He probably wants more money, and it's not making him happy that he's locked into that contract, right?
Well, I think the potential was $50 million. That was kind of a blown-out figure. He didn't get 50. I mean, that was like the absolute max. And he did amazingly well. He probably got 20, I mean, 30. Who knows? I honestly don't know. I mean, I know Dave, but I don't know him well enough to call him and go, hey, are you okay on a real level?
Right.
So
the mystery continues.
Know. Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it is, I want to see the show works. I actually do like him a lot, and I like everyone involved with that show a lot. But there's a part of me just rooting against Comedy Central. And just to lose that show, I don't care why you do it, you lost a fucking mammoth hit, the biggest hit you're going to have on the network. Because everything else is bombing except The Daily Show. What are they putting on that's working? Drawn Together, the reality show cartoon?
Reno 911?
It's a hit for them, but I mean, it's just...
Is it? Anyone watching that?
It's a pretty popular show, but, it's silly. It is what it is. It's a silly parody.
Silly.
But, but you're so afraid of anybody getting upset. It's like, you're supposed to be different, man. You're not CBS. You're supposed to represent something different. They want a Tough Crowd to be an entertainment-driven show. Fucking Britney Spears jokes. They didn't like when we would shit on each other's shirts. Oh, that's kind of dumb. Don't do that. Don't trash each other. And because Keith Robinson put it best, the guys that run that network are the guys that sat in the front of the school bus. The guys that shit on each other are the ones that sat in the back of the bus and teased each other. And those are the guys that sat in the front.
Well, he
That's
had to
why
sit in the back of the bus regardless.
Many different reasons. So that's the problem. And they said that was dumb and they didn't like that. And yet they wanted it to be a fucking entertainment-driven show. And Britney, like Hollywood News.
Yeek.
Oh, yeah,
like talk
right.
soup.
Just shit.
There you go.
I watched a bunch of them the other day. I just found it so hot, Tough Crowd, and it was a funny goddamn show.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
God, it's irritating. They fucking yanked that.
Eric, that concept you were talking about, the entertainment show, they just announced the new show that's going on after The Daily Show.
Of course, of course, that's what they want.
It's exactly what you're saying, but it's hosted by Stephen Colbert. It's going to be like a mock Entertainment Tonight show right after The Daily Show.
That's exactly what they wanted.
Aren't they giving Adam Carolla a show?
Oh, God, he's funny. Yeah, good times. God, fuck you.
He does stink, actually. He is awful.
Ugh. Good times. Good times. Don't get pregnant. Good times.
They're giving him a show that sounded like the show that Stephen Colbert is doing. Sounded just like it. So there's going to be 2 shows doing that.
Of course there are. I just hate them. Colbert's a funny dude, too.
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert is really funny.
Very funny.
So, whatever. But that's what they wanted to replace Tough Crowd.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like the opinion. That fucking Herzog went on and said, high production, low ratings. Bullshit. No, you gave no promotion to that show. And that happened before Doug got there. But no promotion at all. It was the opinions coming out of it. That's what it was.
It's coming out that Doug Herzog was behind Family Guy being canceled the first time around, too.
I've heard that, too. Exactly. I think I heard it here, actually, from you guys.
Good move.
Well, I read it in a few articles.
All right. Genius, I guess.
Yeah, they're really smart.